I know that you started your career as a manager, as a consultant, as a businessman, and then at a certain point you changed and you decided that mediation was your career. What was the turning point? What were the reasons of your choice? What is your story, briefly?
Well, the story briefly is that as a supervisor, as a manager, as a senior manager, every day you're dealing with conflict between people, whether they are staff, whether they are customers, whether they are suppliers, whether they are your business partners. You are always dealing in negotiation, sometimes between people in mediation. And I think my career is really in three parts. The first part as a manager, and I was dealing with conflict but not understanding that it was conflict. Then I was a consultant dealing with change, and change brings about conflict because of people's different opinions. And I was, at the end of my consulting period, starting to lose business. And I was losing business because there were younger customers wanting to buy, and I was not young. So it was very difficult to sell. And so one day I asked myself the question, what do I have? Well, I have grey hair. So the question was, how do I sell grey hair? And the answer seemed to be doing something with conflict. And I went and spoke to Australia's most famous mediator, a man called Sir Lawrence Street. And he was an old man. He was then turning 70, and he had been a very successful mediator. And so I decided that his was a good role model. And I should learn mediation, I should study conflict, I should learn the principles and the theory, even though I understood the practice.
Yes, because in fact you started studying something that you already have already practiced for quite a long time,
Yes.
for your career.
Yes.
So it was, let's say, a practical reason, a concrete reason that made you choose for mediation.
Yes.
And are you still convinced of that choice?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes.
Because of the results of your career, or your personal satisfaction, or
Both.
both?
Yes, I think the opportunity to practice is very satisfying. To resolve differences and conflict between people is very satisfying. To watch the expression on people's faces when they end the mediation.
Yes.
And they shake hands, or they embrace, or they exchange the check. It's very satisfying to see that happen. But it's also very satisfying to be able to teach other people. So to make the skills seem simple and understandable, and for the theory to appear practical, so that people can learn to do the same thing.
Yes, yes, you're right.